Welcome back. We told you we've got team coverage, crews all over as we watch and see what Hurricane Sally's doing. Our reporter Brittany Edney hunkered down in the eye of the storm right now. She joins us on the phone. Brittany, what can you tell us? Where are you?
Well, Karen, we're in Gulf Shores, and we're in a public parking lot. That's where we had to spend the night because we couldn't even get to our hotel just because of all the street flooding once we wrapped up our evening shows late last night. And I just started kind of walking around the parking lot, and I saw a couple with their dog walking around. I said, hey, what are you guys doing here in this public parking lot? And they said, look, we live right up the street, and there's about 4 feet of water in our house. And then we left because our house was flooded. It wasn't safe. Came to a nearby hotel, and that's when a tree fell on their car. Luckily, they were able to drive it to this parking lot. But, they have just had hit after hit this morning and are a bit shaken up. They couldn't go on camera, but they only said they right now are just staying here in the parking lot, trying to stay safe until morning when the first light comes, and then they're going to kind of regroup. When we went to sleep, it was heavy wind, heavy rain. And then from all the nearby stores that were close to us, alarms were going off. So all you heard was a really loud buzzing sound. And then kind of just waking up. It was just such a change, Karen, because now it's just pitch quiet. There's a light mist. I'm seeing birds. I'm hearing, insects chirping. So it's kind of an eerie feeling right now in the pitch dark.
Now, Fred, our meteorologist, Fred says that you are in the eye of this right now. And this is really that situation where everything is quiet. We're looking at pictures from our sister station there in the Mobile area. So what transpired up until now, Brittany, for you all?
Well, up until about 1:30 in the morning, we were on the road just trying to figure out what our plan was going to be because, usually working in news, we have one, but we kind of had to readjust and kind of go by, the cuff, so to speak, because of all the flooding. And, this is a really big concern going in. We already had in a 24-hour time 9 inches of rain. That is a lot of rain. And this is something that, everyone's been really worried about, with estimates reaching up to 15, 20, possibly 30 inches before this is all over. And I can tell you right now, the rain might have halted, minus this light mist I was telling you about, but there's flooding just from our parking lot. I'm kind of walking towards the entrance here, and there looks to be about 3 feet. So that'll be something we'll be dealing with just to get out. And that's kind of what, Stedman was saying when they were getting here, is that there was a lot of flooded streets. There's a portion of town that we couldn't even get past last night, not only to get closer to where the water is, but even to go in a different direction to try and get away from things. So, everywhere we kind of went, there was a lot of water, a lot of flooded streets. So you can only imagine what has kind of transpired as that rain has continued to come down and build up and kind of flood those waterways.
Wow, that's
Karen?
dangerous. Fred, at what point do you think things will change there for them?
Well, Brittany, one thing you need to note is that you are in the eye of the storm, so you'll get the back edge of that eye wall coming through probably in about the next hour to 2 hours. So that wind is going to pick right back up for you. So definitely stay safe if you can. Do you have any idea, could you estimate it all in terms of the wind gusts? Because that eye wall came right through where you were. Do you feel like you felt hurricane force wind gusts?
110%. So what we did, we tried to be as safe as possible. I'm with 2 of our CBS46 photographers, and what we did was kind of go behind a Publix to act as sort of like a wind wall for our vehicles. And even with that, Fred, our vehicles were sitting there and shaking the entire time for several hours. And so we were definitely feeling it. And here just in the parking lot, signs are bent all the way over. Trees are uprooted and out. So even just looking, a few yards ahead of me, because that's all I can see right now, power is out for this entire community. It is pitch black. But from just what I can see a couple of yards ahead of me, trees are uprooted, signs are over, and we've got a lot of water, Fred.
Hey, Fred. It's Gravier. Can I ask a quick question, too? One concern after that eye passes through and that hurricane makes landfall, Tornadoes are a big issue too.
Yeah, now thankfully the tornado threat is a little bit to the east of where
she
Brittany
is.
is.
Okay.
Yeah, but really, Brittany, right with a direct hit from that eye. I don't know if you've been able, Brittany, at all to look at a radar, but the eye of the storm, Gulf Shores right now is right in the middle of the eye. So in terms of coverage, you were in the right spot here. We sent you to exactly where you needed to be to experience the worst of this storm. Now, hopefully,